All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome to War Eagle War Room. I'm Coleman, and with me is Baxter, and today we're going to be talking what happened this past week in Auburn football, and I don't know about you, but that was a real angering game for me.
It was, but I also had no expectations going into the game.
Yeah, and you said that last week, to be fair. I didn't have expectations, really, but at the same time, my expectations, I guess, were a win, but I didn't expect it to look any certain type of way. And it looked a certain type of way, and that was dominant on the ground, iffy on the pass, and a defense that got shredded but didn't get shredded at the same. It was a weird game.
For sure. And I know this sounds weird, but that was a game that I didn't mind losing.
Yeah.
I know that sounds bad, but it's a game I didn't mind losing.
I wouldn't mind losing it if we hadn't lost the way that we did. Same kind of thing with Mississippi State.
Yeah.
The way that we've lost these, not saying that missed call, I think my anger comes from just the overall process of the Penn State missed calls, the missed calls against Georgia, the missed calls against I don't know.
Mississippi State for sure.
Mississippi State missed calls, yes. And I was trying to think like Texas A&M, were there missed calls or more just like?
I don't think so. I mean, we never got the ball. We never got the ball moving.
Yeah, there wasn't any calls to be missed because we just couldn't do anything.
And I'm prepared for us to not get any calls our way this weekend, but that's just how Bama
the way
rolls.
How do you determine that the ball touched him right there? After you say
Show me an overhead view of that, and I'll believe it.
Yes, exactly.
Because the very first replay shows that ball was not within 3 yards of him.
The depth perception of the refs is pathetic there. The announcers were like cracking jokes during the whole thing about how like the South Carolina players were trying to sell it. They were like, it's popcorn. And it was like, what even is that joke? But
the very first replay, he's like, I don't think it was RG3. I think it was the other guy. Said, yeah, that's not a fumble, but good try.
They literally made.
And then the fans erupt and they changed their opinion.
The announcers literally made fun of the replay the entire time the entire time it was happening, and then the officials come out and like South Carolina football, and
I mean the ball never changed direction. Like no. It's not like it touched him and the rotation moved. Never happened. Even if it would have touched Jalen, he would have gone after the ball, or
and he didn't.
Robinson or whoever was back there.
If he had touched it, he would have 1,000% dove on it because he knows that there's cameras everywhere watching that, and so that's really annoying to me. But I was at like my friend's birthday party and I was playing Madden against somebody and I paused the game during this call and like the whole crowd watching and everything. I just left. Once the call was happened, I left the entire thing. I quit the birthday, I quit Madden, I quit it all. It was sickening to me that just happened. Like the fact that I was watching with everybody else there and they're all Tennessee fans and crap, and so it was even more annoying.
I didn't know South Carolina got calls like that. I know Bama will, but I didn't know South Carolina does.
Yeah. Bo knows Bama gets those calls too. Did you see that?
Oh, I 100% back that statement he made.
And everybody in like the comment section said, you're the one to talk about getting calls. It's either those guys are Bama fans or they literally haven't ever seen a second of Alabama football because it's ridiculous that.
Which means they're probably Bama fans.
Yeah.
Because if they haven't watched Bama,
they try to talk about the most penalized team. My dad said that he saw something on a message board the other day, and he said that the guy said that this may be wrong, not to quote him on it, but he is pretty sure that there was a year where Alabama didn't have one offensive holding call, and that was one of the years they won a national championship. Not one offensive hold the whole season, and they won
probably this year.
Yeah,
no, they have. I remember one against Arkansas. I watched
this year. Apparently, they're the most penalized team in the SEC. So the officials have done a good job trying to make it.
I'm not sure I believe that one.
Not look like they're on the team, but when the moment counts the most, like this past week, you'll see the officials give the call to Bama. Enough about Bama. We'll talk more about them later. Currently, Auburn, South Carolina. What are your thoughts on TJ Finley? How do you think he performed in his first official start at Auburn?
Well, being that I had expectations for him, but they were not good expectations.
Okay, so above.
I had a feeling that do what?
So did he beat the expectations?
Oh no.
No. Okay.
No, TJ did not perform well enough for me.
No.
Dude couldn't catch a snap to save his life. Couldn't hit a receiver to save his life.
Nope.
I mean, I don't know why everybody thinks he's better than Bo.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that argument.
I think that the only thing that you're going to hear the pro TJ guys say now is that you give TJ 10 games in that offense and then see how that game looked. Like, okay, you give Bo 10 games in that offense and see that he's probably throwing for maybe 300 on that team, and that'll be like his third straight.
We easily win that game with Bo at quarterback.
No doubt.
Easily.
No doubt. Just the offense as a whole will look more efficient. And you can say that if TJ had played the whole season, we would easily win that game. And I'd probably agree with you, but I think we would have lost a bunch of the other games that we won if TJ had been playing.
We don't beat LSU with TJ at quarterback, I don't think.
No. I think
we don't beat Ole Miss.
No, I don't think we do either. I think that
we for sure we do. Even though we lost to Penn State, we're not even in the game with TJ's quarterback.
We would not have competed with Penn State if Bo.
No, I guess
hurt Bo in that game was better than I think TJ. And I'm not a TJ hater. I just call it the way I see it, and I don't see
exactly. When you can't catch a snap, I don't know. And if TJ's your hero and TJ's the better quarterback, do you not think we're winning the Iron Bowl if you're a TJ fan?
Yeah, I know. That's the craziest thing about
it. We should easily be winning.
With Bo, everybody was starting to low-key get kind of confident that this was the year. We were about to beat Alabama again. Bo was going to come out and do it and play some hero ball because this is the season to beat Alabama if you're going to beat them. And now that ever since he went down, it's been nothing but negative about this game, even from the pro TJ guys. And so it's like
TJ fans are real quiet right now. I don't know what happened.
You're not hearing the TJ talk anymore. You're hearing some stuff like the offense. You're now hearing this. They're making the excuses for him that they would refuse to give to Bo throughout the whole season. They're saying all these different things about linemen and lack of run game. And we actually had a run game this past game, which is
that we went away from.
Yeah. 22 carries for a guy that was averaging 7.3, went for 164.
I hate how RG3 and whoever the other announcer was kept comparing TJ to Cam.
Yeah, I know.
No, just stop right there. The two of them do not belong in the same sentence at all. Ever.
Runs a 5 flat. Cam runs a 4.5. Cam's
the only sentence the two of them can be together in is when they play. TJ played 7-on-7 for Cam, and when Cam called TJ this past week or whenever it was. That's the only time they can be in the same sentence. Do not compare their play styles together. They are not the same. One of them is a clear Heisman favorite and winner, actually. The other one nowhere near that trophy.
One's a NFL MVP, led his team to a 15-1 year and went to the Super Bowl, could have won, should have won a national title, SEC championship, and a Heisman, backed up a Heisman winning quarterback at a different university, won a JUCO national title. One is like one of the greatest athletes of all time. The other one's TJ Finley. So there's not much of a comparison there. But who do you blame this last game on? Coaches, offense, defense, special teams.
Coaches.
Bad.
I don't like to hate on the play calling, but it's just not the best play calling.
I mean, when you have Tank going for literally 7 a carry, 22 carries, I don't care if that sounds like a lot. He should have gotten 30.
You should have given that man the ball the whole game.
Yeah.
Not even attempt to pass. Just give him the ball.
And 22 carries is a bunch of carries now. But if he's getting 7 on 22, my gosh, give him.
And I'm not saying you have to give Tank the ball the whole game. Give some to Hunter. Give some to Shivers.
Yeah, switch it up, but just run the ball. They cannot stop 3. Honestly, even at this point, 4 plays in a row, do you really think that they're stopping, like if we call and scheme together a good rushing attack for 4 straight plays, I don't think that they can stop that on maybe a 80-yard drive. You run the ball 4 times in a row. That's what looked like it was working.
You get 3 yards every play. Tank can get you 3 yards every play.
Hey, did we get up 14-0?
Yes, 14-0. We blew a 14-0 lead.
And then the only other point was a 37-yard field goal from our guy, Ben Patton, who then goes and misses a 25-yarder in the 4th.
Apparently on that 4th and 1 play,
yeah,
where we threw the bomb downfield.
Oh gosh.
You know what happened on that?
What?
Apparently TJ changed the play at the line of scrimmage.
So what was it? If it wasn't a
Tank
run,
Tank was supposed to get the ball.
Was it supposed to be like a pitch or whatever to the side where he was?
I don't know, but Tank was supposed to get the ball. And TJ goes up to the line of scrimmage and changes the play to throw a 40-yard bomb downfield.
And the announcers tried to act like it was there. That was not there. There was 2 people all over him. It was a tight end that had 1 step ahead of a defensive back. That's not open. I hated the play call.
Once again, Bo keeps the play, gives it. Bo makes the play, or gives it to Tank.
Run on with his legs. I think Bo would have, if that had been the play,
or even
Bo would switch TJ, the play.
You can run the ball.
Yeah, Bo would have.
You're 250. Go run the ball. Get the first down.
Did you see Tank over to the side on that play? How he had like 3 people in front of him that would have blocked for him. It's just a quick flip the Tank, and that's literally a yard. But
and that's why after that play, Tank looked disgusted on the sideline when they showed him.
Yeah,
that's apparently why.
Everybody acting like Tank's going to transfer and stuff. I don't know about all that. Did you see?
I don't know why he would transfer.
He's literally the feature back at a.
He's going to be the first 1,000-yard rusher since Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Assuming he gets 60 yards this week. And I think he will.
Okay. I was about to say, do you think he can do that?
Yes, I think he can.
I think he can. I don't know if our scheme is going to – I think if we get down, that they're going to try and pass the ball for no reason, and it's just going to dig a bigger hole for us. Before we get off South Carolina talk, I want to talk –
My only thing – oh, no, never mind. We'll get to Bama later.
Okay. Before we get off South Carolina talk, I want to say one last thing about our last drive of the game. I agree with you. I think it's on coaching, and I think it's on play calling, specifically offensive play calling. Not adjusting. Honestly, the defense wasn't that good either. I don't even remember their quarterback's name. What was his name?
Don't know.
See, that's pathetic that we lost to a guy that we can't even remember his name.
It wasn't Zeb Noland.
No, it wasn't him. It was like Joseph. Maybe was it like Brandon Joseph or something?
Let's see what this man's name was. Couldn't even tell you. Don't even know what number he was.
But I don't know. Point is that those guys should not have done anything offensively. We should have, if we can hold Texas A&M to however many we held them to, we should have been able to more than easily hold South Carolina less.
Jason Brown.
I was like, what did I just call him? Brandon Joseph?
10 for 15 with 3 touchdowns and 157. 10 passes for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns on 15 attempts. TJ, 17 for 32, 188 yards and a touchdown.
Do you think
that's pathetic?
Derek Mason's gone after this year?
I don't know. I really hope Bobo doesn't. As much as his play calling is not that great.
Some games it's been amazing.
Yes. You don't need to fire him or get rid of him and bring in a
completely new scheme,
new offensive coordinator for Bo to have a different offense every year. There's no development with a different offense every year.
But for the defense, we're about to lose a bunch of these guys. I think that this would be a pretty prime year if we're going to do something to get rid of Mason right now and get. If
we get rid of him, who do you go get?
Now, I have heard that Harsin really likes that linebacker coach. I just forgot his name.
that we have right now?
Yep. Our linebacker.
Smeding?
What? Smeding.
Smeding?
Yes. I've heard that Harsin really likes. I heard they were talking about this, I think, on Locked On Auburn this past week. The Locked On Auburn podcast with Zach Blackerby, who used to be on like Auburn radio. I don't remember what channel, but he stopped doing that to take like a bigger role with the company. But either way, he was talking about how that if we did get rid of Derek Mason, that Jeff Schmedding would be a guy to watch. And apparently Harsin really likes that guy, and he's the type guy that would be our defensive coordinator for a few years, then most likely would go and be a head coach somewhere. And
my only thing with that is
recruiting.
I don't know that you see how good of a coach he is this year.
Yeah.
Because of the linebackers we have.
I think that
I think that's the linebackers going to making them players themselves. I still think that T. Will is a better coach than this guy, but I don't know.
I'd love T. Will.
I'm down to.
I'm not real happy about T. Will, Big Cat, and all of that. Malzahn, him. Like, I feel like T. Will should kind of just told Big Cat to shut up after a while, but maybe you can't control him.
But I think with T. Will being a former player, now I don't know what he does with Harsin not hiring him when he had the chance.
Yeah.
But I still think I don't know if it would work, but I'd be down with Schmedding being the defensive coordinator and him bringing in T. Will to be the linebackers coach.
Yeah. And I
don't know how well that would work.
Derek Mason's the current DB coach, so if we fired Mason, then we would have to get a new DB coach also. And so, and I think
what's Zach Etheridge's role?
He's like the safeties coach or something. I think that what's his face is corners, or maybe that's backwards. But Zach Etheridge was a safety, so it makes sense for him to be the safety coach. But I know that what's his face does some form of defensive back. So you'd have to go, or you'd have to give full reins to Zach Etheridge. But I think that you'd rather have a cornerback coach and a safeties coach, because I mean, even at high school football, I was a safety and I wasn't coached by our cornerback coach. So,
what do you think about going and getting Orgeron
as a defensive coordinator?
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a head coach somewhere. Oh, now I don't know if he'd want to. You'd think after like all that time and all that.
Well, wait, I lied. You can't go get him if we fire Derek Mason this year. He cannot coach in the SEC for 18 months.
Really?
That's what his contract or whatever firing thing said.
Well,
he said he could finish out the season, but he cannot coach in the SEC for 18 months.
I think he's likely off to probably, I don't know, Florida State would be a team to look out for Virginia Tech, places like that.
A big name school, but I don't know.
Like a little big name school, team underperforming big name school. I feel like.
UCF.
Malzahn, underperforming big name school.
Did you see Big Cat put out today or yesterday that the best team in Florida, the best college football team in Florida? I was like, Big Cat, please stop.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, buddy.
Florida would beat y'all, I feel like.
They might have the best quarterback in the state of Florida, but team, no.
I think Mackenzie Milton's better.
He doesn't even get to play half the time.
He doesn't.
Jordan.
I mean, I've liked him since UCF. I like when they beat us. I liked him then.
Yeah,
I just like the way he plays.
Pretty good. Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel's amazing.
Yeah. All right, but what I was saying, our last drive of the South Carolina game, Auburn's last actual offensive drive that we had because the refs decided to take away our last possession, started with 5:29 left in the fourth, 21-17 South Carolina. We had 1st and 10 from the 8, 92 yards away from scoring. The first play of that, we do a play action and we hit Cedric Jackson across the middle for 28 yards, one of Finley's best throws of the night. And he let it rip right there. Then we get our next snap at 4:58, so about 31 seconds has gone off the clock here when we get our next snap. 1st and 10 from the 36. We run a weird reverse to Demetrius Robertson for 2 yards. We don't snap it again until 4:25, so we let some 30 more seconds go off the clock. Like, it's 30 seconds per snap right now, and we're like within 5 minutes left in the game. So there's not a ton of urgency yet, and I don't know if that's because it was only like 4 or 5 minutes left, but
I get that because you don't want to get South Carolina's got all the momentum. You don't want to give them the ball back. I get that.
Yeah. Well, the next play, we throw an incomplete pass to Shedrick across the middle, and it was a terrible decision. It was the one that was tipped and almost picked. Then
probably should have been picked.
It probably should have been. And like the ball hung in the air and the guy had a chance to like reach out.
He should have grabbed. He had a chance to grab it. I was thinking he just didn't know where the ball was.
And my biggest problem with this drive, we're at the 38-yard line. 4:16 left in the ball game. 3rd and 8. We run a wide receiver screen to Demetrius Robertson for nothing.
I think Gus called that play.
Yeah, it was Gus Malzahn was in the headset of Mike Bobo right there and Brian Harsin. So we punt with 3:42 to go. And then we never get the ball back. We would have had the ball with 2:11 left.
Yeah, and I don't think we score, but it would have been nice to see what would have happened.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we score.
I don't think it's your Georgia State 92-yard drive.
It started looking like a 92-yard drive with that first 28-yard pass. I was like, here we go. We're going to go and do it. I had confidence. And then we just call a reverse, a terrible incompletion that should have been picked, and then a screen. And that's the last you see of the Auburn offense. When Tank Bigsby is running for 7 yards a carry.
They could not stop him. They couldn't stop him last year or this year.
A reverse to the wide receiver.
I don't understand the plays sometimes, but whatever.
That's all I wanted to say about that. Iron Bowl time.
All right.
All right.
Hate week.
How should we go about this? History of the Iron Bowl?
Let me start with that.
All right. So this is what I think it was the 88th meeting.
88th, yeah.
88th meeting. I think so. Hang on. I'm just going to confirm. No, 86th meeting. We're about to have our 86th game against Bama. Bama's 47, 37, and 1 all time. They lead by 10 games, which for the team that's considered the greatest team of all time, all hail Alabama, they've only really had 2 good eras. Okay. All right, hear me out. This is going to sound real blasphemous.
All right, let's go.
You had Bear Bryant, who was great for however long. He was really great. Then you kind of go blank for a while, and then they have that kind of SEC championship year in the 90s, like that first year the SEC championship game happened. They loved the SEC story for that season or whatever.
Yep.
So you're good throughout the 70s and stuff. You kind of go blank during the 80s and pretty much the 90s.
All right.
All the way through the 2000s till Nick Saban. So really, you've only been good about Bear Bryant, and then I'm not considering anything before Shug Jordan and Bear Bryant. All that's like weird 1940s, like the running back gets the carry for 2, and like nobody really knows what was happening back then. So that doesn't really matter to me. But current era, you've had Bear Bryant, Nick Saban, and that's literally it. Auburn, we were good with Shug Jordan. We went blank in the 70s. Then Pat Dye. Then went third, and we had like some SEC championships in there and had a season where we could have been considered national champs if we hadn't blown it against like one team. I don't know. And then we go undefeated with Terry Bowden in 1993, have a few off years, then get Damian Craig rolling. We're back in like SEC championship games and stuff. We get Tuberville. We go
6 in a row.
6 in a row.
6
in a row from 2000 to 2000, from 2001 to 2007 or whatever. And We go 14-0 inside of that with Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown, Jason Campbell, 2004.
Should have won the national championship.
Should have been national champions. Then we go out and we get Gene Chizik. Chizik in his second year takes us to a national championship. And this is now inside the Saban era where they're all hail the king.
The Cam back.
Yeah. So 24-0, we're down to them. Cam comes back and beats them 28-27 in Tuscaloosa. Then
last time we won there.
Then we go out and get a different coach, Gus Malzahn, go to a national championship his first year, go back, should have won up 21-3. Then we go to an SEC championship in 2017. Then we have what should have been another 10-win season. I'm just saying Auburn has been consistently good besides the 70s since the 50s. Alabama, they've been decent throughout their entire time there, but we've had literally SEC championships and stuff spattered and like random national. I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but I think that our success is literally just on par. They've had literally 2 dominant eras. You take out that, they have nothing.
When Saban leaves, let's see what happens.
If you take out our 2 most dominant coaches, Pat Dye and Shug Jordan, we still have been to 2 national championship games, and we had a 14-0 and another undefeated season in 93. So that's all I got to say is that you take out the 1957 national championship, but other than that, like, I'm sorry, if you take away their 2 best coaches and you take away our 2 best coaches, the dominance of Auburn is still way further than Bama. So I know that that's not a massive flex, but anything's a flex that I don't know. I just get sick of them. But
I hate them.
Yeah. So since 2000, Auburn is, let's see. What year was that? Since 1989. We're going to go since 1989. So since they've started playing home and away. Alabama's up 17-15 since they started playing home and away. That's ridiculous.
What about 2000? 11-10, right?
Hang on. I'm going to see what the record was up before that because it's probably lopsided Bama.
Probably.
Alabama was up 30-23 when they got to play at their pretty much home game in Birmingham against Auburn. From 1893 to 1989, Alabama was 30-23 against Auburn. They're 17-15 since we've had the home and away. Because before that, it was always played in Birmingham. All right.
Yeah.
So since 2000, since really like the common era of football for like at least people our age, let's see. Let me get to it.
11-10.
11-10. Since 2000, Auburn leads the series 11-10. So since the turn of the century, Auburn actually has the all-time record. So if y'all guys, if whoever's listening to this didn't know that and they have a bunch of Alabama friends, like somehow we all do because they have a bunch of random bandwagons everywhere that don't know what they're talking about, tell them that we're 11-10 since the start of the century. And let's go see since the Saban era. Since the Saban era, Alabama's 9-4 against us. That's probably the best record in college football for a team playing Alabama since 2008.
Yeah, and Saban's never beaten a 9-win Auburn team.
Let's start in 2007. Since Saban, 9-5. Alabama's up 9-5. That's not that insane of a record.
No.
Yes, they have the 4-game lead on us, but still, you go look at any other team during that stretch, I guarantee you that there's nothing, no.
Go look at LSU. They're not going to have it. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying LSU won't have it.
Okay. I was about to say, I don't know how I'm going to find that information.
No, I was just saying.
Yeah.
If somebody were to go look at it, it
LSU,
won't be as close.
Florida, Clemson might look close because they played in a bunch of national championships with them, or they may even have it. I'm not sure because they played in like 70 in a row. But that doesn't. I'm saying with the amount of times that a team has played Alabama, the team that knocks them off the most consistently is Auburn. And the stat that you just said was
Saban's never beaten a 9-win Auburn team.
Well, luckily for Saban, looks like
you don't have to deal with that this year.
Yeah.
Next year we'll see.
He should have been having to deal with that. He should have been having to deal with an 8-3. Yeah.
8-3.
We should have been 8-3 coming into this game. Instead, we decided to blow a 14 and a 25-point lead.
I'll even say 9-2. I'll even say he should be dealing with a 9-2 team.
Arguably, that Texas A&M game.
I was thinking
Penn State?
I was thinking Penn State.
I'd be arguably then, because you could vouch for Penn State. Arguably, very unbiased Auburn fan take here. I think that Auburn could be 10-1 at this point. And honestly,
I'd give you 11-0 if the plays go away against Georgia.
If they call the flag at the end of the half, hey.
And Schenker catches. There's so many ifs.
Auburn should be 11-0 right now.
Yes. Carson's first year, 11-0.
Carson's first year is nothing but a bunch of what ifs. So we're sitting here at 6-5 talking about this when Auburn should have been 11-0. But
here we go talking how we should be 11-0 and we're about to go 500.
Yeah. So make sure to tell all y'all's friends how it could have been done. It could have been done with Penn State, the refs not screwing us. Georgia, the refs not screwing us. Texas A&M, if we decide to show up. Mississippi State, if the refs don't screw us and we don't screw ourselves. And South Carolina, if we have both. Or refs don't screw us.
Or refs don't screw us.
Is that every single game besides Texas A&M? Pretty sure.
Yeah, because there was really nothing to get screwed on against.
Yeah, when you play that bad.
There was nothing that could screw us against A&M.
It was just pathetic. Our play calling that game was not my favorite. But
anyway, we'll move on from the refs for now.
So, with all that being said, what do you think we're in store for in this Alabama game?
A long game.
I want to agree, but the Auburn in me refuses to it.
Oh, 100%. Especially when Jacoby tweets out something about they're locked in.
I saw that. He was like, we're going to get them or something like that.
Which, I mean, we've played spoiler to Bama before. I think they know that. But when the ESPN FPI is like a 81-19, that really doesn't help my chances.
So look, hear me out. We kill Arkansas. They arguably could have lost to Arkansas if the refs don't screw them.
We handled LSU.
We handled LSU. LSU
should have won.
Yeah. What was that possession that Max Johnson, they ran like some crap play like a few times in a row and even did it on 4th down. They had one of the worst sequences I've ever seen, about like 10 yards away from scoring. After they busted that like 40-yard run on 4th down. They busted like a 4th down run, 4th and 1 run for like 40 yards and then did nothing. Tennessee hung with Alabama for a half. Arkansas played pretty good. Could have arguably potentially won. They lost to Texas A&M, who, to be fair, we lost to, but in a way that I feel like we could have played better and should have played better.
Yeah.
They throttled Mississippi State, which, for the sake of this, we'll say that we throttled them too, and then just something that would never happen again happened. First time in Auburn history. History happened. And so if it wasn't for history, then we throttled Mississippi State.
And I think part of the reason with that A&M game, not to keep going back to it, but if A&M is not coming off of a bye week,
I think that had a lot to do with it too. And hey, look, Alabama only beat Ole Miss 42-21. I don't remember the exact final score to ours, but it felt kind of like that big of a.
Our Ole Miss game was 31-20, I think.
It felt like we beat them. It felt like a beatdown, is what it felt like.
Especially being there.
Yes, especially.
I thought it was 2017 Georgia.
you never felt like you were. And there was moments in that game where actually Ole Miss had like a chance to do something like crucial and like take the game, but it just never. It felt like that we had like a 3-touchdown lead the whole game.
You think there's any way that we can give Bo whatever they gave Corral that game, so maybe he can play?
I think Corral's injury was way different.
Dude should not have been coming back in the game, though.
Yeah, he shouldn't have. His ankle turned fully, and we still haven't even seen Bo's like do anything in those videos. Like, there's nothing that looks bad. He just kind of gets up and like looks around and then kind of runs off for a second, runs it off, and then he's fine. And then word comes out after the game that the man's destroyed his leg and he's out for the rest of the season. And those were apparently just rumors, but it's confirmed as like.
Oh, I thought that was just some crap people were making up.
Yeah, that tigerseat.cfb. I saw it on that after you told me to go. Did you hear about Bo? And I was like, no. What do you mean? Like, I knew he got like tweaked a little bit during the game.
I didn't even know he got tweaked.
I that's because you were at the game. You could see it. You saw it on TV, him kind of.
Yeah, going back and watching it, I see it. Well, because I know what to look for, but.
And so I knew that but after that, you didn't see any signs of it besides the announcers wouldn't shut up about it. And I remember being really annoyed by that because I thought he was fine. I was like, oh gosh, I don't care. He's playing on a hurt ankle, whatever.
Who were the announcers?
SEC Network guys. So it's probably like Jordan Rogers or something. And I don't know. But.
And if it was Greg McElroy or not.
It could have been. It may have been. Actually, was it SEC Network? We were on ESPN.
No, that was ESPN. So it
may have been. It probably was Greg.
Hate that man. That concussion in 2010 really got to him these days, I guess.
Yeah, his NFL career didn't go too good. Looking at my 2012 Auburn Tasharvin Bell poster, senior. Tasharvin Bell did that as a sophomore. I'd give a lot to have Tasharvin Bell in this secondary because apparently Brandon Joseph or whatever the guy's name is. Who's Brandon Joseph? That's an actual guy.
I have no idea.
No, that was the guy at Troy. I'm thinking of Brandon Silvers or Slivers or whatever his name was from Troy a few years ago.
No idea who this man is you're talking about.
But Florida should have beat Bama. And wasn't Mercer didn't Mercer were they tied with them at half or something weird? Hold on.
I think that was a close game for a little bit.
What is the ESPN app trying to make me do? It just tried to make me sign in to something weird. I clicked on Alabama and it wanted me to select your favorite team. I was like, what? No.
Not them.
Yeah, not right here. Trying to see play-by-play, scoring plays. Okay, so no, never mind. I felt like it was close for some reason. It wasn't. I guess Alabama didn't score until the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. So maybe that's what it was.
Really? I think that's what it was. They couldn't score.
It was like a 0-0 ball game still. Mercer. Okay.
Which, I mean, I checked who they played the week we played State. New Mexico State.
Yeah. And they were.
And it was 3-0, 6 minutes left in the first quarter. I was oh, I checked at halftime of our game and it was 52-3. I was like, oh, never mind.
There's your ball game. But 2:30 kickoff, CBS, negative 19.5 Alabama. Are you taking that or no?
I don't really know, honestly. Are you?
I think because of Jordan.
I just don't know what Auburn team will show up this week.
I think it's going to be a defensively motivated one, and that's a team that you love to have.
Kobe will get the team together. Well, also, with it being senior day, may add something to it.
I think that I don't know. I got tickets to this game, and I wouldn't have wanted to go to this game if I thought it was going to be a bloodbath. And to be fair, Bo Nix, I think I may have done this after we beat Ole Miss. And so I was coming off orange face mask high, got to see that in person high. It was swag surfing with the student section. It was amazing. And so I was coming off of that.
Crazy.
And then I'm getting pictures with Dylan Cardwell after the game. It was out of control. I'm coming off that. So, yeah, I want to go to the Bama game. Now it's like TJ Finley. It feels real not the same anymore. And so
it's Jeremy Johnson vibes from him.
It really is. It's like a big guy that
Jeremy Johnson had his great game against Arkansas in, 2014.
Yep.
And then it fell off.
Georgia State, fall off.
TJ Finley had his Georgia State game.
It really has felt.
Where is he now?
It really has felt like that. And the sad thing is we've only seen him play like twice since then. But the writing's already.
But there's a reason.
You know how insane fans will go if TJ doesn't do well and we bring Demetrius Davis in and he throws a touchdown?
I will lose my crap if he comes in.
That would be – I'd probably be calling for him to start over Bo next year if Demetrius Davis comes in and does something.
I don't know that I'd call for him to start over Holden, but we'll see.
I mean,
let the walk-ons play.
Trey Lindsey,
Sawyer Pate. Come on. Each one gets a half. Let's go.
The last guy I want to see play is Grant Loy. About Grant Loy.
I'll take TJ starting.
I don't want to see you. I'm sorry.
Here's what I want. TJ first quarter, Davis second quarter, Trey third quarter, Sawyer fourth quarter.
There we go. The Sawyer Pate fourth quarter. So
Carson, I'm coming for your job.
All right. Who scores the most? What quarter are we best in if that's what happens? That is not going to happen, but I'd actually love to see it. Third quarter. The Trey Lindsey third quarter.
Got to rock with my guy Trey Lindsey.
Yes, sir. The Trey Lindsey third quarter. What do you say the final?
Throws for about 5 touchdowns.
He's throwing 5 in the third. Oh my God. That's like it's like on Madden when you get like an interception and you want your quarterback to do good, so you run out of bounds at the 1, and you're like, all right, now let's throw a wide receiver screen here.
Yeah.
Down real quick. Pad the stats. Say Smoke Monday gets a pick 1. He goes to the 1. Speaking of Smoke, you didn't see or hear a lot out of him in this past game, but he is known for having big games against Bama.
I'll take another pick 6.
I'll take another pick 6 also.
I'll take a couple. I'll take one from him, and I'll take one from Nehemiah Pritchett.
I'll take one from him, and I'll take one from Nehemiah Pritchett, and I'll take one from Roger McCray. I'll take one from Tennyson. I'll take one from anyone.
I'll take 11 pick 6s.
I think that all 11 get a pick 6.
Everybody scores, even on offense.
Everyone eats. I think that we score 22 touchdowns this
game. Except for TJ.
Not TJ, though. Yeah. TJ's first quarter of this game is the worst first quarter we've ever seen.
I don't think that was the South Carolina game. No, that wasn't the worst. He did all right.
Yeah, I'd give TJ a solid 5, which is out of 10. 5 out of 10.
From the South Carolina game?
Yeah. He didn't play bad. Didn't have a pick.
If he had kept up that first quarter, he'd probably get an 8.
Yeah. Or if he kept up.
I'll give him a 3.5.
Yeah, he would be there for me if he hadn't zipped one. I think that last drive we started to kind of see maybe some Georgia State TJ, and then we decided to run a reverse, throw a weird pass across the middle, and then a screen. The play calling didn't allow for him to be great right there.
Who knows? He might have changed. He may have changed those plays too.
And look, the play that was the incompletion to D-Rob across the middle that should have been picked, it was an incomplete pass to Shedrick across the middle. It looked like the same type play as the one to what's his name, the play before, except not a play action. So it was the same type of throw, same type of route. So that meant that, and to the same guy, it looked like that defender kind of knew it was coming. It just came from another side. So it looked like the defense.
TJ's got to do a better job of not staring his receiver down the whole route.
Yeah. I mean, he's 6'7". Everybody.
He got away with it against South Carolina. You will not get away with it against Bama.
Everyone can see.
You do that. If you do that, Davis is coming in. Maybe our plan falls into place.
I kind of want Davis to come in, so maybe.
I really want him to. Ever since he put on his Instagram story that he's going to change college football, I want to see that man play.
Yeah, I know. What game did he do that at? He did that after like the Georgia game.
No, it was a road game because he did that on the bus.
You're right. He did.
A&M.
It was a game we lost. So was it
I
A&M?
think it was A&M.
Okay. I knew it was a game we lost. That's why I said Georgia. But you're right. He did do that from the bus. And do you know how many like Auburn meme pages would post that screenshot if like he comes in and does something great?
I'll post it.
I'd post it on.
I'll go run out there and give him a high five.
I'll post it on my main Instagram. I will post that picture if he goes out and does something great. And
I'll go run out on the field and give him a high five.
Unless we lose, I'm not posting it if we lose.
Wow.
So I guess score predictions, game predictions. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, when you've got a stacked defense that Bama has with an inexperienced quarterback, yes, I know he played at LSU last year. But with an inexperienced quarterback,
played 2 games at LSU, got benched.
Yes. He's played 2 games at Auburn and he'll get benched. I don't think we get 10 points.
Injured there. I guess Ben Patton's kicking.
Who's third string?
I don't know.
Or is he the third string?
Who is third string? Can Demetrius?
I'm pretty sure McPherson will be in the stands. Give them in a jersey and let him go out there.
Can Demetrius Davis kick? Like that'd be pretty exciting.
You know what I want to see?
What?
Demetrius Davis at quarterback, TJ receiver, Cody to Cam 2010 Ole Miss
in the
game.
corner. I think TJ could moss somebody.
Dude, 6'7", 250.
Move him to tight end. He's like, I want Pegues and TJ package at tight end. The Pegues and TJ.
I want TJ quarterback. I want a 2 tight end set.
I want Kobe Hudson at quarterback. Give me Kobe Hudson going back to his high school.
He's supposed to be. There's a chance he'll be back.
Really? What is Owen gonna play? Not having Popo in 2 games?
I think he's out for the season. From what I'm seeing, I don't even know what happened to him.
Neither do you think anything happened, or do you think he might just be protecting himself?
Well, he was hurt. He came back for Ole Miss, but hasn't been back.
I think he hasn't played in any of the games that we've lost in, or any game that we've lost, he hasn't played. Besides Penn State, and he got hurt in that game.
He got hurt. That's where his injury occurred. I mean, I don't know.
The toughness of Zacoby McClain is unmatched.
When you've got Bryce Young completing 72% of his passes,
I feel like that he's a big deal to have, but
I don't know. I mean, Kobe should be all right. I think TJ said in his interview that he thought Kobe would be clear for non-contact practice today.
So did Kobe did he play at all this last game?
No, he was out the whole game. He got hurt when he got targeted.
You're right.
In the head, but they said it wasn't targeting.
You're right.
I don't know. I've never seen a more obvious targeting call in my life until that one.
Yeah, and then the announcers, that was annoying. Let's hope Kobe's back. He's coming off his 8 reception, 108 yards.
We need him.
Yeah, and
he's our best receiver.
Javarius Johnson was nowhere to be found this past game after having a 100-yard performance. We just went away from anything that worked, and we went back to Demetrius Robertson, Penn State looking offense.
I thought maybe Bobo would want to just unleash the offense going back to South Carolina, but it seems like he held back.
The opposite. He held the offense.
I think he took half the play sheet with him.
Yeah,
I don't know. Something just wasn't right with the offense.
It looked like he had runs and then weird throws across the middle.
And I guarantee we'll pull out a trick play this weekend, and it won't work.
His trick plays have been pathetic. I'll give it to Gus. Gus had some trick plays.
I loved Gus's trick plays.
Gus's trick plays were guaranteed.
Some of them.
Besides Cox.
I loved the carry on to Nate Craig Myers jump pass.
That was awesome. I liked the Ryan Davis. What was it? Woody or whatever they called it. And
Ryan Davis to Slayton.
Yeah, where he lined up like behind. What was the one where he lined up against Arkansas and was like crouched down?
Yeah, I didn't like that one as much. It never really worked. It worked occasionally.
Yeah.
But I feel like Gus tried it too much for it to work every time.
What I didn't like was the Chandler Cox cat where Cox would do like get the snap and like do a full 360 and like
that was the dumbest play. I don't understand.
We ran it like 3 times. I was out of my mind.
Like, whoa, like, what is this? You're not gonna fool anybody doing that.
Yeah, and like, why have Chandler Cox do it? Like, that's the worst.
Why have anybody do it?
Exactly. It was pathetic. It was a bad decision. It was a very Gus move, but
I don't know.
Other than that, he did have a good success running trick plays.
But I mean, when you've got a defense that's got Will Anderson, who leads the country and tied in the nation with 13 and a half sacks, leads the country in tackles for loss with 26 and a half. And you've got a secondary that's got Jordan Battle, Malachi Moore, amazing linebackers.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're stacked everywhere. 5 stars all around.
And then Henry To'oTo'o or whatever his name is that came from Tennessee.
Yep.
Dude, he leads the team in tackles, I'm pretty sure.
He was a 5-star too. He went to Tennessee as a 5-star, transferred after McDonald's back. So
I thought he was coming here.
I wish.
But I mean, I don't know.
He wouldn't play. I mean, we got
the only thing I can see. Do what?
I said he wouldn't have played. Give me Jacoby, Chandler, and Popo still, but.
Oh yeah. I mean, he'd play over Steiner.
Steiner's not been good.
Cam Riley.
I have not been impressed with. Romello Height came in and made a play last game. Almost play or affected, pressured. Oh well. What were you saying?
The only reason I see Tank not getting his 60 yards to get to 1,000 is Bama only averages or gives up 85.9 rushing yards per game.
And you got to think, Jarquez, Shivers, him. If they're splitting carries, I think he's going to at least get 50.
Shivers loves playing against Bama. I don't know why. I mean, go knock Will Anderson's helmet off. Go for it.
I'd go crazy.
But I don't know. If TJ could throw the ball, I'd like our chances.
I like our chances too. I think that TJ does have it in him.
He does, but I haven't seen it this year.
Well, besides Georgia State. We saw at Georgia State. Other than that, you haven't really seen much from him at all.
I think you saw that against Georgia State because Georgia State prepared for Bo Nix.
Yeah, I think that, and they weren't prepared.
Nobody thought TJ was coming in until.
And we were the better team. We were the better team that game, and we didn't play like it till right then. And so that's when our better teamness actually showed up. And to be fair, it didn't look good that last few plays of that drive. And I think that TJ did make an incredible play, staying alive and throwing it and giving our guy a chance to go up and make a play and shed.
Yeah, but then he tries to make that same play again
against
Mississippi State and fumbles the ball.
You're right.
He's not as athletic as he thinks he is.
He's not, and let's hope
he's trying to be Bo Nix.
Yeah,
you're not the same.
He realizes that.
You're not that guy, pal.
Do you want to give a score prediction?
I'll say Bama wins.
I'll give an if.
I'll do an if. Bama wins if TJ plays like he did last week.
Okay, that's fair. We're going to need a great game from TJ. I'm saying I'll give a –
And my score prediction for that game is Bama. See, thing is, I like our defense. I just don't like our offense.
Yeah.
38-9.
You can't count on Ben Patton hitting any field.
Yeah, that's why I paused. 38
Do we score even twice if we're playing bad?
See, I think Tank will get it done. I think Tank will get in the end zone twice if TJ can't do anything, because then we'll have to lean on Tank, which we should be doing anyway. I think we should be leaning on Tank even if Bo's in the game, but
I think so too.
38-14.
38-14, and that's if we
lose. TJ plays like he did last week.
Do you have an if we win, or is there no scenario in which you say
if we win, TJ has the game of his life, pull something out of his butt, another kick six. I mean, I don't know. Every single Auburn miracle against Bama that's ever happened will happen in this game. Okay. Punt, Bama, punt.
Everything
every single one. That's Bo over the top. So Tank's already been over the top. Hunter over the top. I mean, I don't know.
Hunter
Put
hurdle,
Bo out there.
Hunter hurdle into the Hunter hurdle mixed with like a Shivers popping another helmet off, another pick six.
But we win. We win if, and I cannot stress if enough, TJ, I'm not saying you have to throw 100% completion percentage. I need at least 70%. And is anybody on the defense other than Papo? Is anybody on defense hurt or out?
Well, no. Is Bidarius Knighton back? I don't know about his.
He played last week, didn't he?
Did he? I'm not sure.
I feel like I saw him in uniform. I know he played.
Him playing, and so that's all that.
But we win if TJ throws 70+%. Tank has 2 touchdowns and 100 rushing yards. TJ has to throw for 250, which could happen because Bama gives up 360 yards against SEC teams, but 300 over a season. I don't know. I'm really not. I'm just making stuff up at this point because it's not even going to happen.
All right. I have an if Auburn wins scenario. I say Auburn wins if Tank goes for 120. If Tank goes for 120, I think that means that Auburn is controlling the line of scrimmage, and that means that we're controlling. I think that means we're controlling the air and stuff too, because we've seen that we're going to call stupid stuff.
Auburn wins if we go with the air raid.
Yes. If we unleash TJ Finley, we win. No.
Heck no.
If we unleash Tank, all right. If Tank
Tank has a Kenneth Walker game. Kenneth Walker versus, was it Michigan? 5 touchdowns?
Like 5 touchdowns or whatever. Yeah.
We win if that happens with Tank.
I say we win if Tank.
But we don't have the offensive line for that.
So hear me out. If Tank just gashed South Carolina for 160, and that's a bad defense. If Tank, and we clearly didn't run him enough. If Tank gets like 20 carries and goes for 120 on Bama's defense, which is good, that means that we've moved the ball well throughout the air and stuff for us to even have a chance to keep on running this, because they've shown that they're not going to call run plays unless the situation works for it. And so I think if Tank is hitting 120, then that means the situation's worked enough for us to run the ball. And so if Tank is getting 120, then that means he's kind of going off on Bama, which means I think that we're controlling the offense. And like you said, I like our defense. I say that if Tank gets 120 and Ben Patton can make 2 field goals, if we can hit 2 field goals at least, and Tank gets 120, then I think that Auburn could win. I want to say a 23-20 type of game, 23-20. Give me 23-20 Auburn if we win.
I'll give you a serious if we win. We win if we can wrap up and tackle. Biggest thing, wrap up and tackle. Derek Hall has 4 sacks again. He has 4 sacks last week. Now, I'm not expecting that to happen. But we need to – Bama gives up – where is it? Bama gives up they're tied 91st nationally in sacks allowed.
We got to
give up 28 sacks in 11 games.
Leota and Derek Hall, they have to get after that.
Colby Wooden.
Yes. Marcus.
we have to stop. Now, obviously, you cannot stop all of them. If we have to pick either Robinson, Jameson Williams, or Mechie to stop.
I want to stop the run.
I want to stop Williams.
Okay. Why?
Because if you stop him, they have to run the ball.
I actually like that. I like that take.
If you stop him, they have to run the ball.
We saw what stopping the run does against Mississippi State. It does nothing. If we can't stop the pass, then it's 40 unanswered. So
stop. I'd rather stop Williams, the fastest receiver in the country, in my opinion. They can have Mechie all day.
Yeah.
He's good.
So you're saying you want Roger on
Jameson? I want Roger on Williams. I want Rodgers on Jameson Williams all game. And I want Jalen Simpson on that.
And we force Bama to run, and we can get pressure on. I like. The more that we're talking about this, we're in Jordan-Hare. You got a freshman quarterback about to come into the most insane atmosphere. I don't care where he's played at, LSU, whatever.
He hadn't played at LSU.
They played that. You're right. They played them at home. He played at Texas A&M. I guess that was an insane atmosphere at night, but that was at night. I give them that one. All they do is wave like towels and have like army dudes. They haven't seen.
They have guys. They have an all guys cheerleader team.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they haven't seen.
Where was the Florida game?
They haven't seen an all female cheerleader team fan section yet. So
they haven't seen a band quite like our band.
Yeah.
They haven't seen it. He has not seen an eagle flight.
They haven't had an eagle fly. They haven't seen the largest video board in college football unless that got beat, which I feel like maybe it hasn't been beat yet. Good. So he hasn't seen his eyes like honed in on by the guy that runs the video board.
He hasn't seen Tiger Walk.
He hasn't seen Tiger Walk.
He hasn't seen Jacoby in his face every play telling him that this is his stadium.
And look,
you notice that?
He hasn't strapped on his pads yet either, just like we have.
You notice that?
I'm getting myself fired up right now.
Have you noticed that?
What?
Jacoby will walk up to the line, look the quarterback dead in his eyes and say, "This is my stadium."
He does that?
Oh, many times.
The hardest thing I've ever heard of.
He did it against Mississippi State. I watched him walk up to the line and say, "This is my stadium." Now, granted, he wouldn't have scored on that drive, but
I wish we could have took over after that. That would get me fired up. It's getting me fired up right now.
Jacoby will get the defense fired up.
I think that there are
no doubt in my mind. But we have to stop Jameson Williams. We stop him. They can have Mechie. They can have Boulder. I love them. I would let Boulder beat us. I will let that happen.
To Bama fans' credit this year, I will say that this is technically our national championship this season, and that's what if we win, that's what they're going to say. But we're playing for nothing this season.
We're playing for a better bowl game than
playing for
we're playing to not get into the Birmingham Bowl again.
Yeah, we're playing.
No, that won't happen.
Bowl for
we're playing to not be 6-6. But no, if we can stop Jameson Williams and make them run the ball up the middle, where Jacoby McClain is, they're not winning that game.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's my serious if. But that's on the defensive side. Offense, we have to use the tight ends more. I'm sorry. We have
20. I meant 24-20. I like 24-20. No.
Yes, I like 24-20. I like 24-20 only because that means they have to score a touchdown to win, and I like our defense on that.
Yeah, I think a lot of this rides on Ben Patton and his ability to kick. I think that he's going to have to be able to be a factor for us. Who was
Bama's kicker in 2019? Was it right? Was it the dude they have now?
No, because
it was Bulovas.
It was Bulovas.
But he wasn't a freshman, was he?
No, he was like a senior, like a weird guy.
But I don't think it'll matter because, Ben Patton's kicking at home. I think he'll be all right.
Let's hope so.
I'm back on the Ben Patton bandwagon. I never got off. You did.
I did get off the bandwagon.
I'm still on it.
Is it time for me to jump back on? Do I jump back on the Ben Patton bandwagon before this
Well,
game?
you see, it didn't work for you last time.
You're right. I'm not. I'm a big Ben Patton hater, and I will be throughout the rest of this Iron Bowl until he does.
He scores all our points.
He's going to do what I think he's going to do. So
we have to use the tight ends more. I don't know why we went away from that against South Carolina.
Good point. I didn't even think about that. We haven't thrown to them in ages.
Robertson, where you been?
Yeah. Honestly,
he needs to catch a punt. You know,
he does.
That punt,
if he caught the punt, it would have.
He should have caught the ball. He had plenty of room to catch that ball.
Yes, if he had caught it, nothing would have ever happened.
And I don't know who TJ's favorite target is.
It's clearly not Javarius Johnson because he got like 0 targets.
Or Demetrius. It's probably somebody that's sitting on the bench. It's probably Malcolm. What's his name? Malcolm Johnson.
Malcolm Johnson.
Probably him.
In.
But with Kobe back, maybe.
I need to see Javarius Johnson and I need to see Kobe get the ball. That's
okay. Serious if we win. Tank has 100+ yards rushing.
120 for me.
100+. Tank has 150+ total yards.
Okay.
TJ.
Well, okay, wait a minute. I think that Shivers can get some of those receiving yards for the plus.
Yeah, but I'm saying Bo hits Tank on the checkdowns all the time.
You're right. Okay. I'll take it.
TJ has to have the game of his life.
I think
this is TJ's Heisman moment.
I think if we
TJ, I need you to be focused and having fun. I'm sorry. Yes. I need the Georgia State TJ.
He's been preparing like he's been preparing apparently like he's QB1.
I don't believe that statement one bit.
Yeah, neither do I.
But we won't talk about that.
I think he'd be maybe about 250 if he was preparing like he was QB1, but that's a different story.
Defense, I trust them.
I
trust defense either way.
I don't trust
defense. I'm not questioning.
I still don't trust the secondary. I do not trust Smoke Monday and Zion Puckett or Donovan Kaufman one bit. Donovan Kaufman got the work. I would have intercepted the pass. Donovan Kaufman intercepted.
I want to see Dre Miller.
I doubt we see him in an Iron Bowl.
Probably not. Dude comes in this offseason, all this hype about how he was part of the best, statistically the best secondary in college football last year. Comes to Auburn, had touched the field.
Must be like an Elijah Canyon guy. He's not earning it in practice or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know why Elijah's not earning it in practice after the bowl game he had last year.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what's happening there.
And he made a big catch against LSU.
If we win by one possession.
Yep.
Whether there be a field goal or a touchdown.
I say 24-20.
I like that score.
I think I said 23.
Or maybe even 28-24.
I think I said 23-20 earlier, but I don't think that Patton has to hit 2 field goals. I think if we're asking Patton to do too much, then that's doing too much. So I'm going to go.
I don't think we see him kick a 49-yard field goal.
I think that anything.
I don't know if he's got the leg strength for it.
I think that he'll kick with anything within 40 because we saw him kick a 37 and make it, and then he missed a 25. He had the distance easy. He just hooked it. I think if we lose, I'm going to say that Bama wins 42 to, I want to say 7. I don't think that we're doing much. If
we lose, I don't know. I can see Tank getting 2 touchdowns.
I could actually see like a 28-7 loss. The defense kind of holds their own, maybe. And
I'm not even gonna. I don't know. I feel like the first half will be close.
I think it'll be a 30. I'm gonna change that 42-7. I think it'll be 31-7 if we lose. I don't think that Bama blows us away.
We just need to keep Bryce Young. I don't know, not in the pocket because he's a beast in the pocket.
Goes for over 350. If Bryce Young goes for over 350 to 400, we've lost.
If he goes over 300, we lose.
Okay. Keeping him under 300. That's why I said 350. I don't know if we keep him under 300. You're right though.
I could see him going for like 337 or something.
Yeah. If he goes for over 300 and they rush for over 150, ooh.
But
I'll say that. If he goes for over 300 and they rush for over 150, it's definite loss. I think easily. It's a loss if they go 300, 100.
I just don't know that they get 150 rushing yards.
You're right. And so I'm actually changing it to 300, 100. I think we lose if it's 300.
With it being senior day and all the seniors that we have on that defense, I don't know.
I'm saying 300, 100. If we give up 300 and 100, then I don't think.
If we give up 500 yards to them, we lose.
Okay.
I might even go, I don't know, 450?
Yeah.
450 to 500 range, we lose.
450, 500. I think if we can hold them to 300 total yards, we win the game.
Ooh. I'll go to 350.
I don't know, because I don't know about our offense still.
If we hold them to 0 yards, we win the game.
I like that take. I think that's an accurate one. I think that we should play the possession game and only kick onside kicks and drain clock with tank.
No, I really do think I think we should hold the ball.
I do too.
But I don't know. TJ's more of a tempo quarterback, but that's not broad.
I still like our chances draining clock. I'd rather I'd rather lose 31-7 than 42-7. I'd rather have it look kind of close, kind of a closer game.
I can see the score.
I think it will be close at halftime. I think we may be down by 2 scores at half. I could see a 21-10 lead at half for Bama.
I can see the scoreboard. I can see the scoreboard saying 49-7, but yardage-wise, it being closer.
Okay.
I can see the scoreboard not being an indication of the game.
Okay.
I don't know. This is almost like an LSU. The Iron Bowl and the LSU game are always the 2 weirdest games of the season.
Yeah.
LSU more than Bama, but
I think you could honestly throw Texas A&M in that too. You never know what you're going to get with the Texas A&M game besides like usually something completely stupid for one side happening.
Okay. We also lose this game if we abandon the run game like we have.
I think that no matter what, running the ball is a must because I think that drains clock. And I don't
care who's a quarterback. Cam Newton could be a quarterback for this game. We still need to run tank.
I'd want to just like you run Mike Dyer, you run Ontario McCaleb, and you run Cam. You don't when we abandon those, we always
as much as I don't like TJ, I wouldn't mind him having some zone reads.
He's not fast, but
give me a 3rd and 3. Give me a 3rd and 3, and he can power his way to the first down.
If you can't get 3 yards, you know what I'm saying?
I will say, TJ needs to get a haircut. He needs a new hairdo.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
It's not working for him. What's it look like unbraided?
I was told today that TJ's haircut reminds somebody of the girl from Monsters Inc. with the snakes in her hair.
Yeah.
Sela or whatever her name is. I was told today that that's what his hair reminds this person of.
Oh, man.
I was like, you're not wrong.
Fair enough. TJ, get a new haircut if you're listening to this. And
new haircut, maybe
new haircut, new him. Go out.
Yeah, he needs a new you. TJ, I will come cut your hair for you.
All right. Well, do you have any last thoughts? Anything that you want to add to end this football only segment of War Eagle War Room?
The student section will hopefully be rocking.
I think
we need Ole Miss energy. We need Ole Miss energy at this game
at 2:30. How does it usually?
I think you get it.
You can get it.
Okay. With it being no school all week for us. Now, granted, people probably went home. They'll probably come back Friday.
Everybody's
party starts Friday.
You're right.
You get these students ready for this game.
I think I'm going to be fired up. So My first Iron Bowl since 2012. We're looking at Coleman Bonds' Iron Bowl history. He's lost 26-21 in 2009, and then 2011 is the last time I lost 42-14. Trent Richardson's like cutback galore game where he just like gashed us on running and cutbacks. And the other
bring the orange face mask back out.
If they do that, you know that the stadium is going. Everybody's going to lose their mind.
They bring out an alternate uniform.
Coming out there with the orange.
I will say,
shaker.
Mr. DJ, you need to play Swag Surf early.
Oh yes, I want to like per a third down Swag Surf.
I don't mind you playing it. I don't mind you playing it before the game. I don't mind a Swag Surf before the game.
Yes.
And then games close going into. If the game's close going into the fourth quarter, Swag Surf will be played.
I like the hype video, like the Takeo Spikes hype video. I think that you just kind of cancel that. And during the time that they have the lights flashing, instead of Takeo Spikes.
That's what it used to be. 2017, that's what it was. And 2019.
I also did you remember back in the day where they would play all the above and then the players would rush to the end zone. And
2010. The team huddled up and then they ran to the student section.
As a child, that used to get me.
It still gets me. They did that for the Mississippi State game, and I thought that's what they're about to do.
Dang, they didn't. Did they not run to the sides?
No, they just all huddled up. It was probably Harsin saying, "Get your crap together. We're about to blow this lead."
They don't know their traditions. Every single high school football game I pulled up to, my song "Getting Off the Bus," like when we're going to a away game or like a home game. But especially when I'm getting off the bus, once we pull into the stadium, it's like, ding, ding, you remember ready? Yay. I'm like, let's rock and roll. I'm getting so hyped because that was always the start of battle for the fourth quarter song in my head. But
I don't know. I won't be sad. I won't be mad if we lose because I really think we'll lose. But
yeah, like that. But yeah, I want to. I will be fired up if we give them a bat. Okay.
Let's be real.
Give them a battle, then I'll want to win, and then I'll be mad. But
let's be real. I won't be mad because I think we're going to lose. Now, granted, if we blow another lead, I'll be mad.
I'll be mad if it was. I just want it to be close.
I will not be mad at the refs because I already know we're not getting any calls. I expect 20 targeting calls this game.
I hereby vow to not be angry with the refs.
No, I will not do that. I say that now. Come Saturday, I'll be screaming my head off at these refs.
Yes, my other hand. I had it crossed. I had my fingers crossed on that. So, all right. Well,
but it'll be rocking for sure.
I hope so. I want the Swag Surf every third down. On Auburn Tigers, third down. And they're like, man,
just Swag Surf the whole game.
That'd be so awesome. But you can't tell me that the players would not be hyped if every third down they heard ching and the beat comes in, the stands are doing that. I know that you feed off that energy when you're out there as a player.
Every quarter change.
Every quarter. I'm saying every third down.
I don't know. I think if it's close at the end of the first, you might see it.
I just know it needs to happen multiple times. I think
I need to see shirtless Bruce again, even though he won't be there.
I guess you're right. Yeah. If they don't, they need to video call.
Wait a second. Is that in Friday? Championship game is Friday, I think. I just saw it earlier today.
Man, I got that swag. Gonzaga's destroying UCLA. Not a good game.
Really?
Yeah. 71-51.
I don't want to save. I want liked.
Why am I looking at football?
Where is it? I literally saw it earlier today. I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw it. Or did I screenshot it?
I'm in Conference USA.
I did not screenshot it.
Battle for Atlantis. Bad Boy Motors. Battle for Atlantis.
Oh, I know who I know where it was. I think
November 24th through 26th. So that's Wednesday the 24th, Thursday the 25th, Friday the 26th, Saturday's the 27th. Saturday's the 27th. So
the last game's the 26th.
That would be it. That'd be the last game.
They'll be back. I need to see a shirtless Bruce. I need to see a shirtless Dylan Cardwell.
Yeah. And I need to see Cam. I doubt Cam's there anymore.
No, I don't need to see Cam.
Cam was.
I'll see Cam later.
Yeah, we'll see Cam starting on Sunday, but
I need to see a shirtless Bo Jackson.
If Bo Jackson, I need to see Charles.
I need to see
sweater that he's always in for the game.
We beat Bama. Instead of we want Bama.
Yeah, we want Bama sweater. That one.
I need to see a shirtless Paul Feinbaum there.
Paul Feinbaum.
You see, he said something about how Bo was irrelevant today.
He said something about that?
So my dad told me today. He was talking about how Bo was
Feinbaum
and all that stuff about the Bama getting the calls, and Bo Feinbaum said you're kind of irrelevant.
I'm sorry that a guy that's on literally everybody's mouth is irrelevant, I guess, or whatever. Then literally nobody can stop talking about him for the past 3 years, but irrelevant. You're right.
We'll see.
Go ahead, Feinbaum. Let's just hope game day goes full sweep on the Bama picks.
You know they will.
And that's what I'm thinking. All right, Auburn wins if game day goes full sweep on Bama picks. And Bear doesn't try to pull any crap from the side, like putting his little mark on it or whatever. If Auburn wins, if game day goes full sweep. And Zacoby McClain and Jalen Simpson see it.
Well, it was really Zacoby that saw it.
It was Zacoby that saw it, and it was Jalen Simpson that like talked about it mid-game or something. So we need Zacoby to see it and retweet, and then we need
yeah, because after the game, Jalen Simpson said game day had a lot to do with that.
We need Jalen Simpson to galvanize the team again and have like game day be a part of it. But
Jalen Simpson, if you're listening to this, I texted you what I needed you to do, and you said you would do it. So let's go.
We know it didn't touch you. All right. Well, barring any final thoughts, any?
War Eagle.
That'll be a War Eagle from me too, and a War Eagle from War Eagle War Room. Be sure to listen to us within these next few days. We're going to have out a basketball one, hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to try and get this up tonight. So I guess the day that I'm recording this that y'all would hear it would be whatever day today is, Tuesday the 23rd. And so hopefully y'all be hearing this at least by tomorrow. So War Eagle and good night to all.